Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Okay. Check, 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 check. All right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hello, everybody who may be watching this later. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been well. Hope your week has been kind to you. All of that great stuff. We are back. We are here to talk about, moving myself from the camera real quick, talk about the Mortis gods, talk about Baylan, talk about Peridea, talk about Ashoka series, talk about a whole bunch of stuff for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, an hour, who knows, all depends. Always, these streams are on if you decide to stop into the stream and converse with me, because otherwise I will only go for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Give me 1 second. But again, hope you all have had a wonderful, very safe, very humbling week as we are getting closer and closer to getting through October of 2023. We're almost through the month. Kind of feel like the month has been a little bit slower, even. Give me a moment. I'm just sending out this message. Oh, that's right. He's busy. I was going to invite my homie, but he's busy. Okay. Let me say something real quick as far as the music, because I can never tell if I'm controlling the sound or not. I think I am. Okay. I guess I am. Okay. Alright, so gonna get started now, and yeah. So, real quick, off topic, gonna look to work on another and or video to come, probably next week. But I'm also going to look to try to put something together tomorrow for Saturday, if I remember correctly. It's the day I want to put out something for Saturday. At the moment, I can't remember what that was, but I do want to put a video together for Saturday because I'm off tomorrow and I have something to do in the morning, very, very crucial, very important, and then after that, pretty much coming home to just kind of just chill out, rest and relax. But yeah, that is the plan for, again, for Andor. Also to throw on a Synesy reading tomorrow, live stream. Memories 1. At least I think the only thing we're going to touch on is that, those few pages. So if you have the Ascendancy trilogy, if you have Chaos Rising, the first book of the Ascendancy trilogy, stop by the stream tomorrow. I will say the stream will start around 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, in whatever time zone you're in, which would be 12 p.m. or 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific, and 2 or 3 o'clock Central, your time, for that stream tomorrow. But or I'm going to look to do another video next week. It's not going to be about season 2 yet. Definitely about season 1, because I have been rewatching the episodes. So, and like I put in the community tab, as far as Andor, we're going to touch on, I want to get your thoughts on the episodes when they debuted, specifically when they debuted, because this past yesterday, was it yesterday? It's one of the days. It was either Tuesday. No, it was Tuesday. Excuse me. Yesterday. Yeah, Wednesday is when yesterday when Andor season 1, episode 6, debuted last year. And what an episode, right? It was The Eye. What an episode. So, but I'm gonna be looking to still have to do live streams and talk about the show and give our thoughts, and more likely rank the episodes, rank the show, all of that stuff. We want to do that for sure very, very soon. But needless to say, back on topic. Ahsoka. I definitely enjoyed the show a lot. Every episode had me running back each week to find out what was going to happen next. I do apologize if the stream gets a little buggy. My laptop has been, I'm coming off camera. My laptop has been basically like running a little slower and stuff like that over this past week or so. So I don't know how much longer. Don't know how much longer I'm gonna have this laptop. I would say at least, because I've had it for roughly 3 or 4 years now. And technically, this laptop was supposed to be a backup, because the original one that technically was still working, I accidentally broke it. So, and it's still here in my room, chilling, collecting dust, which I could have easily possibly gotten. It was technically, the screen was discombobulated. I probably could have went and got it fixed, but I didn't. I just used my backup laptop. I gotta get a new one. But Baylan, this guy who just like, and like, that's still the thing, guys. It's, you're wondering, pondering, is, who, if they do decide to move on with the character, who is going to be playing him, if they do decide to recast, because many of us fans would love the character to just move on. It's just, as always, we're going to be bringing it up over and over and over again, that God rest his soul, Mr. Ray Stevenson's sadly passing away, roughly, I want to say just a few weeks after Celebration, just sucked. So it's just like, man. And I think he had just turned, I could be wrong, but I think he had just became a year older at the time. So, it's just like, man. Excuse me. But, Baylan, the character, with how well he was written, how well, Mr. Stevenson portrayed Baylan, and we were wondering and pondering, what in the world was he searching for, seeking out all of that, and we gained that information at the end of episode 8 of the Ahsoka series. But we still wondered exactly what him and Shin were going to be doing moving forward in the show. And even with I want to say episode 2 is when the map, when the map gets opened and officially gets opened here by Morgan. She uses her Night Sister's powers and everything, right? Where are you? Just had it. And we see the pinpoint of Peridea. We get the name. Baylan talks about how it's just just fairy tales, kids stories, blah blah blah. But Baylan's response, something specific that he says in this moment. Oh man, I'm yawning because I'm tired. But he, in this moment, I want to say more so that the Force was just like clouding him from what he was eventually going to be looking and seeking for, because he says, excuse me, he says here in this moment, what I just basically said. He's basically saying like it's I'm sensing fogginess, I'm sensing cloudiness, like I can't sense specifically if this is true or not, because as we get to know the character more and more as our episodes progress, he is well in tuned in the Force, right? So he literally in this moment sought out the Force's guidance, and that's when he says like it feels cloudy, and I'm just like like right, as I'm rewatching the episodes, I'm just like it's sitting right there in front of our faces, right? But we don't know. But once we get to Peridea itself, that's when he starts to really, really genuinely and truly. I think this is the episode. Yeah. Like you can even tell his facial expressions here in episode 4 when he's having conversations with Morgan or just staring out, out at Peridea. He is seeking the Force to guide him. Throughout its entirety of the show after he gets to Peridea. And him and Shin's conversation is one where we are seeing even here the disconnect between the two, because Baylan is, you know what I mean, he does make the decision to say, like we're on two different paths. You need to go join the Empire. I need to stay here. Which again, that doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen at all. But we get the conversation with Baylan and Shin in the breakup, and we get the fact that Baylan felt in the Force that he needed to go solo, which again I'm still kind of shocked by, right? I can't believe it, right? Still. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, you know, I'm just saying that, yeah, I feel like I just forgot I have something to do tonight. I've literally just left my brain. Um, so I'm going to try to speed this up. Um, but, Baylan, at the end of the episode, of episode 8, he, we see him at the spot here, and we see that the mountain is, the father is pointing in a specific direction. He's looking over it. And like I said, I sit back and I'm just like, man, due to the fact that they decided to make the decision to say, we're going to continue with the character. If there's no season 2, if he's in the movie, we will see that he is going to be seeking out and searching out on Peridea a hidden temple or something of that case, because we didn't get a chance to see him do that here. Uh, but we do see that there's a mountain out way out in the back there, and it's flickering, possibly looking like a orange color, the same color as his lightsaber. But because we see this moment, we officially see that he will be seeking out definitely the Mortis God's power, but we don't know specifically which one. Is it the father, the son? We believe that this the daughter is not the power that he's going to be seeking after. It's going to be either the father, the son, or the mother, aka Abeloth. Because many people have been sitting here thinking maybe it's Kujit. Now, it still could be the case. I mean, there's Dathomirian ties here, all of that, but at the end of the day, Baylan is seeking out Mortis God power. How much he will gain. Many people are thinking that he's going to become the father, because the father pretty much died, right? Um, and I also just love Baylan's like cape or cloak or whatever. But I just honestly feel like we will see him gain some type of Mortis God power in either the season 2 or the movie. But again, we're just curious and wondering who will be casted as Baylan in the second season and or movie. He's going to be searching it out. He's going to be seeking it out. He's going to find, like I said, a hidden temple, something specific stuff. Shin may possibly come back into the fold. She may not. I don't know. I technically would hope so. Because, again, to me, I felt like they shouldn't have never broken up. But I wasn't the writer in the room, or, the person in the room to share my dislike of them breaking these two up. Um, because he technically could have even passed that power off to Shin to give Shin Hati's character, more growth. Um, that possibly could have happened, occurred, all of that in the second season and or film. But again, we will see him gain some Mortis God power. We just don't know specifically what, from which god, which Mortis. Because like I said, it could be the father, could be the son, could be Abeloth, the mother, because the daughter is more so connected with Ashoka herself. So I'm, just like sitting back, patiently waiting, for Baylan to gain this, whatever it may be, whatever it looks like, feels like to him. Um, but again, like I said, I'm hopeful that uh, Baylan will indeed gain this power because I want to see it. I I feel like many people who are fans of the character, wants to see Baylan gain this power. We want to see it because he's been striving for it. He stands over that. Because again, as always, I mentioned that this moment here reminded me of The Lion King. Mufasa and Simba staring over, the vastness of the land. Um, and I honestly do believe that, his character deserves to gain this power. Because again, I want to see it. Possibly him and Ahsoka fights again. Maybe Anakin pops in to motivate her, to push her to gain more power from the Force and stuff like that, to go to another level to face off against Baylan. Maybe we will see that happen because it's just like Baylan gains this power. He can't just gain this power from the Mortis gods and not specifically do anything with it. There has to be something. There has to be meaning for it. There has to be a story to tell when it's pertaining to Baylan and this character that is in a lot of pain from what happened during Order 66 and reasons why he left. I want to see flashbacks of a backstory with Baylan at the temple, maybe possibly him and his master, whomever that may be. I think I'm supposed to do a video on that. You know what I mean? So Baylan will gain this power. He has to. It has to make sense. He has to have it, and we have to see him use it. It has to be told beautifully. Again, if the writers decide to take him out in a way that he goes out beautifully, like a Darth Maul. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Give Baylan the proper departure from the Star Wars universe, because I honestly feel like he deserves that. He deserves to gain the Mortis God power, and he deserves to depart from the Star Wars universe in a beautiful way. So if they decide to go the route of recasting, I definitely hope that the actor that they get will do their best to portray the Baylan Skoll character as close to, at least attempting to, as close to how Mr. Ray Stevenson did before he, suddenly and sadly passed away a few months ago. So yes, guys, this is what I want to happen for Baylan. I want him, again, I'm going to be saying this for the loudest, many, many times, as much as I can, that Baylan deserves, to receive that which he has been talking about, hyping up. He deserves it, guys. He deserves to be celebrated in such a great way. And again, like I said, hopefully him and Shin will be able to come back together. Um, Give me 1 second. One moment. So yeah, We they give us they 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 give us what we really truly want with his character, and even giving Shin some extra stuff. I really honestly want these two to have a backstory, even if it's in the book or a comic book or both. I'll take that too. Um, but I'm just saying that this is what they deserve, and this is what Baylan deserves. Give him the right path, the atmosphere, uh, the moment that he deserves, because his character was so phenomenal, so great, so captivating that I am hopeful that he will receive this power and look just like dope. Because I'm curious about his background, what made him get to where he's at mentally. Um, who did he care about at the temple when he talked about that to Shin? Who was his master? All of that. I want to receive all of that. I want to get that before he gains the power, and then after that, I want to see what he does with it, because he has to have something to point the power at. Can't just be Ahsoka. It has to be other stuff, somebody else. You know what I mean? He has a rage about him, an anger about him, and yes, Ahsoka reminds him of the Jedi Temple, but at the same time, there are other things. Maybe Luke will pop up, maybe in the second season and or film, to where they have interaction. I'm just saying, give Baylan the beautiful story and finalize the character story in a even more beautiful way. This is what I'm hoping for. This is what I'm looking for. What I'm will be glad and stand up and give a standing ovation if they do it right. That's all that I want. And I believe that many of you who are watching the stream, who have watched the show in its entirety, can say the same thing if you've truly, genuinely enjoyed the Baylan Skoll character, to say to yourself, this guy is something special within, as a Force user within the Star Wars universe, and this guy needs more to do. He can't just stand here and talk about, can't you feel it? Can't you see it? Can't you hear it? He can't just specifically say these words and it have no true meaning and have a true end to his story. And of course, like I said, Shin's story, because technically they're still connected. But this is my hope, that Ray Stevenson's work as this character does not be done in vain whenever we get a continuation of the Ahsoka story, the film, possibly second season. My hope is that Baylan gets done and written continuously and correctly moving forward. That's my hope, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next in the show and or movie to come, which is, again, possibly roughly a year out, 2 years. Just found out some information as far as that actors strike, and just pertaining to some stuff that I'm not really going to dive into, but just the fact that something was put on the table, and it's up to those who are behind those closed doors to accept this proposal. Who knows if they'll even do that, because it sounds like a great proposal. Hey girl, what's going on, Ellie? How are you? You said super interesting to me in the original concept art of Mount Washington Mortis, cause the daughter was there, but in Ahsoka she was entirely gone. Okay, so I didn't see that art unless did you share it in the group? Um, Remind me, cause I think you did. Please remind me. Um, yeah, did you share it in the Throne group? Because I know you posted something, but I was at work, so I was just like busy, busy, busy. I'm actually running to the group too right now. Let me see. Okay, I got the thing here. Okay, so what you shared doesn't have the what you call it in it, but that's okay. Um, but I will definitely take what you're saying as face value. Not sure I shared images, but then share others. Yeah, yeah, you shared others. You shared others. Um, so so yeah, my that's all I'm saying. My thing is Baylan deserves a fitting end to the character, even if it's the second season, even if it's the movie. He just deserves it. And like I said, I would really, really, really love to gain more stuff, backstory stuff in the book and or comic book. Uh, Hold on, I'm trying to find. So it wasn't on this one. I thought it was on that one. So yeah, give us, give me what I want with Baylan. This is all I'm asking for. This is all I'm hoping for. Somebody from the writers team who may possibly come across this stream. Give me what I want. Give us what we want because he deserves a fitting and, like I keep saying, very beautiful end to his character's arc. They do that, I'll be happy. I will be a very happy, 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 very, very happy, very, 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 very happy Star Wars fan and Baylan Skoll fan. No, I don't see a link to it. Um, but it's okay. Maybe you can message to me and then I can put it in. I can post it in the community tab on the channel. Um, but that's my hope, guys. My hope is that Baylan gets a beautiful send off, one that will be remembered to the end of Star Wars time. And we will even get other variations of this character in other shows to come. Because there are characters like this in books and in comic books. There are characters like Baylan already. Like, literally already. And I mean, there was already even comparisons between him and Qui Gon, because Qui Gon is literally like my top favorite Jedi of all time, right? So I'm just like, once the trailers were even popping, I was just like, oh man, it's Ray Stevenson, he's doing his thing. You know what I mean? I'm just like, man, like, just those that first trailer when they showed him on the ship doing this thing with the lightsaber, using the force. I was like, oh man, that was dope. And then later on, as the months went by, we gained the dialogue between him and Ahsoka. It was just like, yo, like Baylan is this character. He's standing out in the even in the trailers, right? Like you're starting to get really curious. Then you see the stuff, and you're just like you're seeing other things, and you're just like, hold on. This seems to be talking about the war between worlds, and then we get that right, and then we see, like I said, we see Baylan really talking about, he hears stuff, he feels stuff, because like I keep saying, his character is well in tune with the Force in such a powerful way, that what I'm saying, he just literally just flows like water when it's pertaining to the Force, and how he flows and moves and thinks. His character is just profound, and I'm continuously thinking upon the fact that Baylan just literally became my favorite character in the entire show. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they brought Anakin in, and I'm personally saying, like Baylan was still topping Anakin. Just the fact that they just put Anakin in um, episode 5, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check. Um, yeah, episode 5 with with the flashbacks and the Clone Wars and all of that. I mean, I'm not saying that seeing, because I even thought about it earlier. I thought about it, it popped in my head earlier when Baylan was um I got it I got it L. I'll look at it in a second, because like I said, I'll grab it and um, post it in the, if I can, I'll share it in the community tab. But to see Anakin here and using, because I even said it, like, you lack conviction. I was walking down the hall, I was at work, and I was thinking about, you know, episode 5 and Anakin and Ahsoka again, and how, what I'm saying, he was here and he booted, he booted um, Ahsoka back into the war between worlds, and he walks up to her, and as he's walking towards her, he's transforming into uh, I thought that was the wrong one. I was looking at two. I was like, that's probably not the right one. But what I'm saying to you guys is that to see Anakin walk this and slightly transform into Vader and use the dark side, to see all of this, it's, to me, was still great. It was still heart wrenching. All of that. It was such a great episode. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, guys, for me personally, what mattered, besides Thrawn, besides my Grand Admiral, your Grand Admiral, our Grand Admiral, besides all of that, what has really mattered to me, second again to Thrawn, is this man right here. And me wondering what is going to happen to him. What's going to happen to his story? How is he going to get the finish that he's been longing for? The journey, more so the journey of it, but ultimately, what is the final product, the final thing, the final piece of the puzzle for him to go out in such a beautiful way? That is what I continue to think about on a daily basis, and I'm curious and I'm hopeful that Filoni and everybody does indeed give Baylan the send off that he deserves. However, it's going to look, as long as it looks beautiful. I just keep saying the word beautiful, because his character had such a beautiful start. He needs to have a beautiful end. But again, ultimately, like I said, it's the journey. What we have a sense of his journey, what it looks like. I want to see that final piece of the puzzle be put in there. I want to see him gain that power. I want to see him hold it in his hand and relish in the moment. But then again, he has to direct that power. He can't just gain it and then lose it. Because I've mentioned before, I did not like how they used Morgan Elsbeth's character. You know, Diana did a phenomenal job as Morgan. I will say that much. But I felt like she deserved to have a couple extra fight scenes and do other stuff. But Baylan, just like with Morgan, Morgan goes out in the way that she does. Baylan deserves to go out in a better way. And I want to see Baylan Skoll be finalized in a great way. That's what I want. That's my hope. So yeah. So I'm curious about it all. Let me see about this image. I'm actually waiting for a phone call too. So I'm able to still at least converse a little bit more. Okay, I see. Right, right. So yeah, the daughter's head was fully just like it was just gone, right? Um, so it that to me, as many fans have said, it more so points to the fact that she's connected to Ahsoka. You know what I'm saying? We do see her pop up at the end of the episode, well, towards the end, just before the actual end. So there's that. Um, but I want to see the type of power because again, even that image even the image speaks for itself, where it says to me and to many others, to you, that Baylan's not looking for the daughter's power. He's looking for either the father or the son or Abeloth or a combination of all three. And I want to see him hold it in his hand and relish in that moment and then point it in the direction that he really wants it to go. Because honestly, guys, just being honest, I feel like he could, like I mentioned before, he could technically be at Peridea. He could stay there. He can create his own Jedi Order in his image and his likeness, or he can leave the galaxy and actually go after the people and or persons that he has issues and problems with that power. While also, too, again, still creating the Jedi Order that he's hoping to create. So yeah, but with all that being said, that's pretty much my thoughts, my feelings. More than likely, I'm gonna be talking about this continuously until I see it, to see it happen, because I want to see it happen. Oh, I really want to see it occur, so that, like I said, his character can be done in such a beautiful way. So yeah. And I also want to say, I'll just say this, that I can't wait next week. Can't wait next week. Sorry, somebody tagged me on social media about something else off topic. But if you also, too, speaking of Thrawn, speaking of our Grand Admiral, um, just something to think about. I don't know if it's not doing what I want it to do. Maybe you can see it. I don't know if you can. I don't know why it's not doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the thing. But that's our Grand Admiral with a cape. So that's something that you can possibly envision. It's probably a little blurry too. But yeah, if anything, to, I would imagine in an alternate universe, our Grand Admiral was wearing a cape. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to see Thrawn walking around with a cape. So maybe that can occur. But I will be doing a video on Thrawn soon. I think that's the video. I think that is the video. Now I'm thinking about it. Boom. I think that is the video for Saturday. Something about Thrawn. Not specifically about that. Something about our Grand Admiral, my Grand Admiral, that I wanted to discuss. I mean, there's going to be other videos, period. But I'm going to try to work on that video tomorrow for Saturday. But tomorrow's stream, like I said, tomorrow's stream is going to be focused on Memories 1 of Chaos Rising Ascendancy book trilogy. Definitely, if you're available tomorrow, like I said, between 3 or 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 12 or 1 o'clock Pacific, 2 or 3 o'clock Central, whichever time. That will be the time that I decide to dive into the Memories Part 1. I'm going to try to make sure that the streams are just focused on a chapter. I kind of want to just like stretch out those streams, just to focus on a specific memory or chapter or whatever. Share my thoughts. Maybe you'll share yours, whichever comes first. Whether you're on the stream or popping in after the stream is gone. Same thing here. I welcome the comments. I still, like I said, guys, I still get comments on my Andor videos almost like practically every single day. Almost practically every single day. So, some of them I respond, some of them I just read. But I, at least for the most part, hit that heart for those specific comments that are, both either positive or negative. Just because I'm just a person, an individual who believes that people are allowed to share, their views, their thoughts. As long as you're not being a douche about it, as long as you are not, being strange about it, you know what I'm saying? I definitely am always up for a good or great civil conversation with any and everybody. Whether we sort of vibe on the same wavelength as far as thought processes on Star Wars and even disagree. I welcome the disagreements because those can be healthy as long as both sides of the conversation are conversing in a very healthy and hopefully definitely uplifting conversation at the end of the day. But again, like I said, as long as you're not being a douche, because I try my best not to be, because I don't like name calling. I don't like it. It's like people are human beings at the end of the day. They were born with a name. They should be given the respect, the honor, whichever. That does not make them. That does not demean them as a person, as a human being. No matter who they are and where they came from. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Ellie, if you're still here, girl, what do you think? If you feel like bringing something up real quick, like some kind of waiting on this phone call. It just hasn't occurred. Like, yeah, because I kind of forgot I was supposed to have this very important phone call. Hasn't happened yet, so I'm just patiently waiting. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, tomorrow morning I just have to go do what I need to do, go visit a family member, talk to somebody specifically about this family member, and then after that I'm gonna run to the store, buy some food, come home, and chill for a little bit before I dive into this video But then again, I might have to work on a video after that stream because it's probably gonna take me a couple hours. I don't know. We'll see what happens, Captain. And that's also what I'm saying. My laptop, it's sort of okay right now, but yesterday was like pulling teeth to try to get it to do something, and I was trying to stream again, but it was on a different site, and it took me like an hour to even get it to work on the stream. So I'm just like, man, I feel like my laptop's shutting down slowly, but I guess I just gotta go in and delete some more files and stuff that I have in here that I'm just not, or that I just put together and just need to, I really need to get an extension thing, a files holder type of thing, and be able to just put the files in things so that way it's not cramping up my space and stuff and causing the RAM to to cause stress and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so no phone call. Okay. So I'm responding to this email. Give me one moment. Okay, now I gotta wait for their response. So yeah. Um, I am, like I said, I'm just patiently waiting. Gonna patiently wait because I still have plenty of stuff that I want to talk about Star Wars anyway. And I can start to focus on that content. There's some stuff, like I said, there's some stuff as far as Star Wars is concerned that I have touched on the channel earlier when the channel was first created last year, that I want to dive back into as well. Um, so we'll see uh, in the coming weeks what I decide to do. But I do have this book that I'm going to be reading. Ellie, girl, if you have this book, let me know. I have this book. This book right here. I have this one right here. I'm about to start really reading. Only read a couple pages, but I'm trying to read that. And where? You know, I moved it. My Sith book. I need my Sith book. But yeah, if you don't have this book, get this book. Get it. Get the book. Get it. Kindle it. Whichever. Get the book. I feel like it's gonna be an awesome read. Just being honest. Um, but tomorrow, give me a moment. I'll be right back. I'm still here. I just I'm still here. I just can't find There we are. Got it. So, okay. So, tomorrow, Memories 1. We're going to dive into Chaos Rising. If you don't have this book, get this book. It's an awesome start to the trilogy. Get this book. And for sure, if you don't have these books, get the Book of the Sith, get Jedi, the Jedi Path. Get these books. Get them. There's gems in here. Gems of stuff that you want to be privy to. But tomorrow, like I said, Memories 1, we're going to dive into Chaos Rising. We're going to look to dive into the Thrawn books, do some readings, do some discussions, share our thoughts, our feelings about stuff. And like I said, I'm going to be doing some videos on this stuff here for sure. So that's just a smidge of what I'm looking forward to discussing about, conversing with you all here on the channel, moving forward, more so specifically for next year even too. So yeah, a lot of my other books are downstairs in the basement. So I need to grab some of those. But that is my final thoughts are this. Baylan Skoll we need to continue his journey. We need backstories for his journey, hopefully in a book and or comic book. We need to finalize his character, which will hopefully be finalized in a second season and or film, Filoni film, Heir to the Empire film, if that's what it's called, which I believe that it is. We need to be able to see him gain this Mortis god power, more so from either the father or the son or Abeloth or something in between, or something like a variant of it, or a plethora of all of it together, something. But we also need to see him actually directed in a specific direction at somebody specific, as far as the light side of the Force. Not just Ahsoka, not just Sabine, not those specific characters. I want to see him, like I said, maybe possibly Luke pops up in the second season and or film. Because I talked to my buddy the other day, and we were both in agreement that, because Luke, Leia, Han, Mara, all those characters played a key role in the original trilogy, that, we are in agreement that they should be in this movie, some way, shape, or form, because they played a key role. But I don't even know how you do that with Han and Leia, to be honest. I mean, technically, well, Han, yeah, but Leia, I don't know how you really possibly could try to figure it out. Luke is still, but I'm just saying, we'll see what happens. We will see. But other than that, that is my thoughts on Baylan for now. Like I said, I'm going to work on an Andor video again for next week, more than likely possibly tomorrow too, or the weekend. Nothing on season 2 as of yet, but definitely on season 1, because I'm rewatching the episodes, so there's just still a plethora of stuff that we need to talk about as far as Andor season 1 is concerned. I can't wait to discuss with you all, converse with you all. But other than that, guys, I'm out of here. Ellie, girl, I will message you in a moment, so we can chat. We can chop it up and converse. I'll hit you up in a moment. But it's always real. Thank you for stopping by and keeping me company a little bit. But with that, guys, I'm out. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your evening, noon, and night. Stay safe, stay humble. Enjoy the rest, your Friday tomorrow. If you're off the weekend, hope it's a great one. You and your family, whomever, or just yourself. Just, even just take time out for yourself. Give yourself a break mentally, physically, whichever. If you're just like chilling at the house, or even get out on your own, take yourself out on a date. Go out. If you haven't, take yourself out on a date. Just you. Just go out. If you like coffee, I don't like coffee, but I support you in drinking coffee. Go out and get some coffee. Go somewhere where it's warm if it's not cold yet for you. Well, if it's cold for you, I know it's a little chilly on my side of the world on the East Coast, but take yourself out on a date. Maybe go to a Barnes and Noble or something. Go in the bookstore and just sit and just read a book. Even if you don't buy it, just grab a book and read it. But just pamper yourself. You deserve it. But I'm out, guys. Enjoy the rest of the evening and night. Hopefully, I will talk to you on another video and or stream